रोशनी का कारवां।
This podcast is brought to you by Barrier Break Solutions Private Limited and Score Foundation.
ये है रोशनी, रोशनी, रोशनी का कारवां, रोशनी। Eyeway, ये है रोशनी का कारवां।
Hi, my name is George Abraham and welcome to Eyeway Conversations. My guests today are Geetha and Saleesh from Kerala. Geetha is visually impaired and she is an entrepreneur. And today we will talk to the couple and find out about their lives. Hi, Geetha and Saleesh, welcome.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir.
So you have been married for more than 16 years now. And so tell us, how did you get together and how did you actually get together and get married?
Sir, actually, we met in college, sir, when we were studying for the graduation
Yes,
in Kerala College in Thrissur.
yes.
So, in the time of the second year, we met and we talked and we and we became into friendship. And then we decided to get married after 2 years.
Geetha is visually impaired. She's got very little eyesight or she's got no eyesight.
Yeah.
In spite of that, what was it? What actually made you decide? Because it's very uncommon for people to want to get married with somebody who's blind.
There is nothing, sir. Actually, we talk more in that time, sir. Actually, so I like her attitude, and I didn't think more, sir. Actually, and nothing unusual, sir. It was very usual. I didn't consider as her as a blind. I consider her as a person, actually.
When exactly did Geetha develop her eyesight problem? She wasn't born blind, right?
She born with sight, and she has sight get problem when she was in 8th standard, actually. From the 8th standard to 10th standard, the vision was diminished and it completely gone in the time of the 10th standard.
So, she was studying in a school. So how did losing her eyesight, how did she manage to study and deal with her exams and all that?
She and her two brothers have the same problem in the same year. So the family was in very trouble in that time, actually. They couldn't know what to do, what will be the future, and they went to many hospitals to treat, but the result was very worst because it was actually RP, retinitis pigmentosa.
Retinitis pigmentosa is something which you can't treat.
Yes. There is no treatment. Actually, she want to learn. She was very interested in studying, actually. One of the master in the school told her to study over in Ernakulam, Kochi, nearby the district. And there is a center for the visually impaired persons to learn the braille lipi and all the things. And she went over there because if she used to tell, if I sit in the home for long year, it won't be happen. Anything will be happen. So she want to learn. For the learning, she go to the botanical center and she learned braille and she learned some kind of book binding.
Okay, and then
so she returned after braille lipi. She gets a little bit confident to study more. So she applied to the Kerala College in Thrissur and she got the entrance to the pre-degree.
Yeah.
And she started to studying higher studies.
It's one thing to study in braille, but where did she get the braille books from? Because books are very difficult to come by.
Actually, in that time, in Kerala College, there is a lot of opportunity to get the books because there is a lot of blinds are there in Kerala College.
Oh, okay.
There are more than 25 blinds are there in that college. So many connections are there. They'll be get from the KFB, Kerala Blinds Federation. They are providing the books for the blinds.
If you know of anyone with vision impairment who needs guidance on living life with blindness, please share the Eyeway National Toll-Free Helpline number 1800-5320-469. The number is 1800-5320-469.
So after college, did you get married straight away, or?
When I finished my final year, I went for a job to Trivandrum.
Yes.
I get a job over there, and from there, two year, I worked for some companies as a
Yeah.
marketing person.
Yeah.
After that, we got married.
Okay.
There
And
was a little problem in the homes,
Yeah.
our both home, and we solved that, and we arranged the marriage.
problems in the sense that the parents were
not that much a big one, but there were a lot of concerns
Yeah.
in both family.
Yeah.
Like so many.
I know.
Very very natural concerns, and we
Yeah.
convinced them, and we can live easily, and
Yeah.
we are doing that actually. Right.
When you get married, it's easy to say that, okay, we love each other and we want to get married. But living together, there are so many responsibilities in the house. There is so many responsibility as a family person. So how do you divide your work?
After 1 year from the marriage, we started to live alone actually.
Yes.
We go for a rental home, and we
Yeah.
started a new life in over there. So
Yeah.
we started to learn cooking first. So after that, we divided the jobs in the home. Uh, everything we shared in the home. But the most of the jobs she done alone actually, but because she want to do everything alone actually.
Right.
She want to learn everything. She want to do everything in a perfect manner. That is a main thing. She want to do everything in perfectly.
So she wants to learn new things. She wants to be independent, and she wants to manage everything on her own.
Yes, definitely. Even the financial, she's better. She's more than better than me actually, and she's very good in calculation and mathematics.
Right.
And she have a good sense actually.
So tell me about the parenting. How did you bring out your children? Meaning,
Yeah, it was fantastic. Actually, it was fantastic. Actually, my first child, Gessel, she care him for the very early. When he was in infancy, there was no relatives there in my home. That is
Yeah.
the problem.
yeah.
So from the very next month, from the second month to, she took him.
So
To
Geetha,
take bath, to giving food and giving the breast milk, and cleaning the clothes, and everything she done very nicely. And people who are coming in the home, and they used to appreciate her, how she's look after the children. And the thing was that we took a big what's say for the anklet, the pile.
yes.
Anklet. We put a sound oriented anklet, like we say kilikam, means it will make sound when the child is moved. Okay?
Yeah.
That was the helpful thing. That was only the helpful to control the child, and she took very nice.
So she knew where the child was going.
Yeah.
I read about Geetha in the newspaper, where she was written about, she was profiled, and they were talking about a business that she's doing.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is this business, and why did you start this business? How did you start this business?
Actually, she's an born talented person. So she want to do, moreover that, she want to earn something to help me actually.
Right.
So we are struggling in the family, and we need to set up a home, and we need to buy a land, and everything is there now.
Yeah.
So she want to help me. For that, moreover that, she want to engage it in some way actually.
Yeah.
So she tried for to get a job in a very private sectors like a telephone attendant or any receptionist like that.
Yeah.
Anything she can do.
Yeah.
She will be very familiar with the environment within 5 to 6 days. Actually.
Yeah.
But the people not that much confident in her actually.
Right.
That's why the rejections was there. Many rejections was there, even from the knowing people actually.
Right.
Okay. So that made her little bit desperate actually.
Yeah.
So she asked me to do something alone from the home, what to do. So I told her, what do you have? If you have an idea, you tell me. We can do that. So she asked me to bring some hens
Chicken.
for eggs.
Yeah. Okay.
So we and she made a cage for them, and she bring a welder, and she bought some iron rods, and she made a cage for the hens.
Yeah.
And we bought that, and she started to look after them,
Yeah.
and she started to get the eggs from that,
Yeah.
and she sent our son
Yeah.
to the shops, and she called to the shopkeepers and started to sell the eggs.
Right.
Before that, in my relative's house, there was a turmeric farm. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she likes the this turmeric farming. So she tested the turmeric farming in my sister's home,
Okay.
and she taught me to make something. And we used to make a turmeric product in our home in every year, in maybe 1 or 2 times in a year.
Okay.
Our current product.
Yeah.
So we just she told me I will make this one, and it is very tasty, and it is very healthy also. So we used to use in every year for our children, our family.
Yeah.
So she told me she asked me to modify this product in a different level
Yeah.
to reach everyone, and it have to taste by every children.
Yeah.
Children shouldn't be reject this one actually.
Right.
So we just modified the product into in a tasty manner, and she started to make some trials over there in home, and we give she give to her friends and relatives to this product
Yeah.
first time, and they were very happy with the products.
Right.
So she started to give the samples to the many people who are unknowing people to
Yeah.
get the feedback.
Yeah.
Everywhere she will keep some bottles in her pocket or bag whenever she go, and she will give it this for the taste. And she's give more than 500 people to taste this product, and
Right.
everyone was very positive.
Right.
And she got the confidence to do that actually. And she asked me to do in as a business.
So if I might just come here,
Hmm.
so this is a product which was actually made in your family house once or twice a year for the children,
Yeah.
and then she thought it was a good idea to actually package this and market this. So she did some kind of test marketing of this product with about 500 people,
Yes.
and the feedback was good, and so you decided to kind of make this in a large scale and sell. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
To support our work with the blind and visually impaired, you can visit the donate page on our website www.scorefoundation.org.in. Please note www.scorefoundation.org.in.
Tell me, what exactly is this product? I mean, you said it's for children, it is made out of turmeric, but what exactly is the product and what does it do for the children?
Actually, this hair product is based on the turmeric.
Yeah.
And this turmeric is a special turmeric. It's not a normal turmeric. It's a special turmeric which is developed by Indian Institute of Spices Center. Its
Okay.
name is Pratibha. This Pratibha turmeric contain 6.2% of curcumin. The curcumin is a bioactive content in the turmeric, which can help for the as an immunity booster. It can help to prevent a lot of cancers. It can prevent a lot of skin problems and internal problems. So this is a very valuable ingredient and bioactive content all over the world. Right now, it is already scientifically proven by many scientific authorities.
Right.
So the curcumin is very demanded one. But the thing is that the curcumin is not in our turmeric powder, which we are buying from the supermarkets.
Right.
Because they are already extracted the curcumin from the turmeric, and after that waste is made to the powder, and it is coming in the market.
Right.
So we are not the beneficiary of the curcumin.
Sure.
So this turmeric and dates and the almond cooked in the coconut milk. In a traditional way.
Yeah.
And this product can you keep in home for the 6 months, and it can use anybody, because the turmeric product won't eat by the children easily because the taste is little bit bitter.
Yes.
And so many of the people don't like the taste of the turmeric, but they want turmeric, and it should go inside the body, but they are not like to taste it actually. But this product is so tasty, and feedback was amazing. It was completely positive. We didn't get any negative comment from any people because this taste is good actually. So we stick with that taste and combination and the exact proportion. And she asked me to start as a business. She became the confident in that product. And she started in that time to sell the egg pickle via the WhatsApp and Facebook. So she told me it can sell via the social media. We can say about this product to the social media. If somebody asks, we can courier it.
So she also selling egg pickle, is it?
In the early stage.
Okay.
Before we started this curcumin as a business, during the period of the lockdown, the shops were closed every time. So her excelling was stopped. At that time, she started to make the pickle with egg.
Right.
So that was the first time she tried in the WhatsApp group to sell a product. So she know the potential of the social media. If we post about the product and the detail of its ingredient and the making process, the people will ask, and we can give them via postal or courier or that. So she asked me to start this curcumin turmeric product by the WhatsApp and Facebook. This is how we started.
So when you sell a food product, a product which people eat, don't you have to get a clearance and a license from the health department?
Even in the early stage, we took all the license. We took the license from the health department. We took the license from the legal metrology and all. We took all the necessary and basic license in the early stage. I told you, she want to do everything in a perfect manner.
Okay, so what is your market these days? Meaning, do you sell only in Thrissur, or you have a market across the country?
Yeah, right now we are getting the order from even from the Jammu. We are getting the order, and from West Bengal and the Delhi, mainly from the Maharashtra and Mumbai. In Mumbai, we have a lot of customers. We do have a lot of customers in Telangana and Andhra. We have a lot of customers in Telangana and Andhra. And also from the UP and Bihar, we are getting the order. So in the Chennai, we do have a very strong customers order.
Okay. So even now, you are basically selling using Facebook and WhatsApp, or you have other?
We do have a website right now. It's geethasfoods.com.
Can you repeat it?
Geethas Foods.
GEETHASFOOD.
FOODS.com.
it's understandable now that you've got so much of clientele and it's pan India that your customers are. You must be having a team of people working for you.
Yeah, right now we do have she have 5 employees over here, work unit.
Yeah.
3 for cooking and making the product, 1 for the packing, and there is a manager also, and a part-time 2 people are over there. Total 7 people are there.
Okay, and are you involved with the business in any way, or you have your own job?
Actually, I'm involving only the gap time. I do have another job actually. So when it will be a little bit bigger level, then I'll be involved completely. So right now I do have a job over there, and I do have the commitment over there actually.
So thank you very much, Geetha and Saleesh, for actually talking to me and
Peace with me.
And sharing your story, because it's a very interesting story and it must be told. So happy to share it and wish you all the very best, both of you.
Eyeway, ये है रोशनी का कारवां.
This podcast was brought to you by Barrier Break Solutions Private Limited and Score Foundation.
ये है रोशनी, रोशनी, रोशनी का